Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. Grenada belongs to all of us. We have a stake in this place we call home, and we must do everything in our power to improve it, to make it better. Not just for us, but for our children and the children. I want to say to you that this morning I will be chit-chatting with the Honorable Andy Williams because quite a bit is planned for the 50th. I know on Saturday there is this massive cleanup drive. So we will be chit-chatting with him about 7:15 this morning. All right. You know, a news that fascinated me when I was going through the internet, or while I was on the internet earlier this morning, is when I saw that piece speaking to this young prime minister appointed by Macron to serve in France. 34 years, 34 years old Gabriel Attal becomes France's youngest prime minister, and that is significant. 34 years, and he will become the youngest prime minister of France. France is a superpower in itself. France is a developed country, and they have a permanent seat on the Security Council of the UN. It's a nuclear power and so on. I mean, France is a massive and powerful country. But here you have a 34-year-old becoming the prime minister of that country. And here is what the writer says about this move. The writer says it signals a desire for Macron to, usher in newness. He seeks to breathe new life into his second mandate. And I am saying all of this because you have a situation in Grenada where one man ruled over this nation for 23 years and a half. 23 years and a half. Grenada will be celebrating 50 years of independence on the 7th of February. It means that one man almost served as prime minister for half of Grenada's independent life. Out of that 50, that man almost served as prime minister for 23 years and a half. Is very close to 25 years. Half out of that 50. And then he still remains in parliament after 40 years of being elected and representing the people of St. George Northwest. So just about 10 years before we got independence, this man, this individual, right, became a member of parliament 10 years after independence. This is no joke. But I am saying all of this to say to you, here you have a big country, France, appointing a 34-year-old to be the next prime minister. Yes, you have a president who is elected, and that president has the power to appoint the prime minister. So I am saying here in Grenada, you still have that same individual, 23 years as prime minister, 40-something years as a member of parliament, and still he wants to hang on, he wants to remain there until he dies. He wants to die as leader of his party. But a good dancer knows when to get down that stage. So my good friend, the Honorable Andy Williams, he's the Minister of Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation. So he will be with us shortly. In the meanwhile, let me give you a little update on the Molineux project.
All is on track with the construction of the Molineux Land Slippage Project, according to site engineer Sunil Pal, who expects the road to be open to regular traffic by November 2024. MTV visited the site on Thursday.
Hopefully next Christmas, everybody will be driving through. Once the weather and everything keep supporting us. We are really positive, and we had an excellent progress. If you can see on site from last 4 weeks, we had an excellent progress. We are satisfied where we are right now, but it's all depend on our weather. Sometimes weather just disappoint us, but we are sure sometime in October, November, we should have the road.
According to them there, work was on a bit of a go slow due to the Christmas and New Year holidays. However, 24-hour work has resumed. Due to the land slippage in the Molineux-St. George area, a part of the Western Main Road was closed to traffic in December 2019, and in 2022, 5 companies submitted tenders for the commencement of repair work.
Box type bridge, we have 17 boxes in total section, and we are doing the backfill right now for the foundation.
You see
we
this?
have
this
to
one?
come up like another 4 feet. Once we come up 4 feet, our bridge will start. So the bridge height is almost 5 meters. So after 5 meters, we'll be on the same level. So basically, So basically, the road will be there.
That drawing will give you clear picture. You see, we have to backfill up to this foundation level. Okay. So after this foundation, when we reach that level, then we'll start the culvert bridge.
Pal says there will also be side viewing and beautification in the area.
Yes, actually, the design have a concept like people can walk, and from the rail they can stand and take a view of the sea. So it's basically very nice. When it will completed, then you will really know how it is.
In 2020, the Molineux Land Slippage area was identified for declaration as a sub-national disaster zone. However, today, engineers are confident that the public would have full access to the road before the end of this year. Reporting for MTV News, I am Akela Aberdeen.
Right, so folks, you heard there from MTV speaking to the Molineux project, and it's coming on nicely. And we have the Honorable Andy Williams with us this morning to talk about a number of things, specifically the 50th independence celebration, some of the activities surrounding that. And you know, he's the Minister for Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation. And before you came on, Minister, I was kind of giving people an update on the Molineux project, because that is a very important project for the Western Corridor of the island. You want to chime in on that before we get into the other things that we have to discuss?
Yeah, are you hearing me good? Just want to make sure the audio is good.
Okay, you're good. You're good.
Okay, lovely. Yes, Kim. So the Molineux Road is a road that, let me just say first of all, Grenada should not be rushed. It's a road that, we never had that kind of engineering being done here in Grenada. And it should not be rushed, number one. And number two, we had to redesign the project because the first design that we inherited from the previous administration, it was not the best. And what happened, as you heard from GBN last night, where the PMs spoke about the water line that was burst and that really exposed the previous drawing. So we had to go back to the drawing board and redesign the project. And that is what we have now. So it should not be rushed. And I'm very confident in the contractors, and they are doing a good job. They are working day and night to ensure that the road is completed, but not just completed in a fast time, but properly. So I can tell you that once it is done, I have the confidence in the contractors that the road will be properly constructed and that we will not have to go back and do anything there again. That is the aim. So rest assured that we are working to ensure that everything is proper on this road. And again, it is not something that should be rushed. It's better you take your time and do something proper than rush it and you have to go back to the drawing board again. Because what if, Kem and Grenada, what if we had continued with the previous drawings? Then what would have happened is that yes, time would have passed, and then when debris come from the top, it would have come down into the road again, and then we would have had problems. So it's better we take our time, we do it. We have contingency plans for, in case there's any debris, we have a wall to block any debris, and the debris can go under the bridge. And if it goes under, we have a slot where tractors can come or bobcats can come and clean it out and get rid of it. You even have a space again where you can do some sightseeing at the Molyneux. So it will be lovely. So rest assured that we are working hard, and the contractors are working day and night. We give a date, but I just want to say that it could be well before that. But we give a date, because you never know what can happen.
Of course, especially when you're dealing with construction,
Yes.
with the weather that could change anytime. So let's pray hope that everything holds up nicely, and that the weather is good to the project, and things progress nicely there. Let's talk about the 50th, because a lot of things are pretty much in the pipeline or rolling out. Every week you hear about something. Talk to us about it, because I see Carriacou put out the series of things that they will do, or list of activities, events, and so on. Tell us about that. What are some of the plans? What people can look forward to? How can people get involved in some of the things?
Right. So you will see us putting the plan for Grenada shortly. Carriacou is up already. I looked at it and it's really lovely. I like the fact that we are really ensuring that Carriacou and PD Martinique is involved, right? And that's wonderful, Kem. Well, our list of activities will really span from St. George's to St. Andrews to St. Patrick's. We try to incorporate the whole of Grenada. But before I go into the activities, what I want to focus on is this. We want to really start the beautification of the country. And again, not just the South, throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and PD Martinique. And Kem, what I want to do and what MIT will be doing from this weekend is to call for a national cleanup. Because in order to beautify, you must clean. When Christmas comes and you want to make your house look nice, you will clean, you will dust out, you will do all kind of things. And then you'll put up the nice curtains. So we want to beautify, but we must clean. And this weekend, we want to dedicate this weekend for a national cleanup. And I want to tell Grenadians that we have a number, which is 414-7123, Miss Nero. And if you need anything, like a truck or anything, to assist with your cleanup, we are there for you. The MIT team is there. So this Saturday and Sunday, starting at 6 a.m., we want everyone to come out and start.
And in other words, it's community oriented. So you live in a community, you and your family, friends, neighbors, groups, you can pull together and start cleaning your community and taking it from there. And if you need a truck to take the garbage, to take the stuff away, MIT is there to help.
MIT is there.
Beautiful. And the number again is 417.
No, 414-7123.
All right, 414-7123. And that's a
Yeah.
good thing, starting from the community. So it's not just, to say, well, it's a constituency thing. You can start in your little village and do your little beautification there, clean up there, do work from there with the groups and so on. I think that's a really good idea.
Yes, and Ken, I will be going around to encourage people and to support people in whatever way that I can. Yeah, because I just think that, we want to really make this special. We want to make this occasion special. And we have only 4 weeks before independence. And we have to make use of it. So before we start to put up the bunting and all these things, I'm saying let's come together as a community, as a country, and let's start with the cleanup. So we're going to be involved from St. Patrick's all the way down to the south. You're in your community, you can come out, you can plan, you can call 414-7123, tell us whatever assistance you want, and we will be sure to provide the assistance needed. Also, if you have an area in your community that you think that is beyond you, let us know. Call the same number and let us know. Also, Kem and Grenada, we will be ramping up for the next 4 weeks again on the direct vehicles. So we're going to add one more vehicle to the fleet so we can go out and we will be more aggressive, I will tell you, for the next 4 weeks. Because we have, Kem, when you hear the reviews, listen to me, I'm telling you, I'm saying that we may see more people in Grenada for the 50th Dan Carnival. Because everyone from the diaspora is excited. You're hearing they talk about coming back to Grenada for the 50th anniversary. And we want, when people come and when they visit and when they come to Grenada, it's, let's show off our beauty. Because Kim, I can tell you, our beauty is second to none. And, the faster we realize that, I think we'll be faster and will be better for the country. So that's the plan. The plan is to aid in the cleanup and then we beautify with the buntings and everything.
Right, because you're actually saying if a community group, if a community, they realize, well, boy, that particular area here, it's too much for us. We can't handle that. Maybe the bamboo, maybe the this, the that, the tree, the overhang, and whatever.
That's it.
A little too much for us. Yes, we want to pick up the garbage. We want to cut a little thing there, do a little weed eating here, and shine up the place, plant a little flowers, do things in the area. But there are certain areas that are a bit difficult. Still call that particular number that you gave, and MIT will seek to assist, to lend assistance so that that area could be covered.
Correct. You could not have said it better, Ken. That's what we want to do. Beautiful. So, we just want to provide the support for people who really are interested in beautifying and cleaning up their country. Basically.
And while it's and what I love about that, Minister, is the fact that MIT is here to support, because historically you have people going out there and volunteer and do things, but many a times they just need a little push, they need a little support, they need somebody to be there to say, well, boy, if we need some garbage bags, we might be able to call somewhere and get it.
Call us.
With the truck to go with the garbage, because we don't want to pick it up, put it in a particular area, dogs, cats, whatever.
That's it.
Mess it up again, and we just a little support, and I think that is what you're actually doing here. But it's really volunteerism, asking people to put on their patriotism hat, put on their volunteerism hat, and let's pull together and do things in our community, because at the end of the day, that's where we live. That's where we
live. Now, in addition, we will be meeting with the Commissioner of Police this morning, because we also want to continue with the black and white. It's the international thing where you paint the sides black and white, and we want to continue with it. Let me tell you, when I went to Korea, as I landed on the airport, the first thing I saw was a black and white by the side of the road. I'm saying, so it's international, and what we don't want to do is to put the ice green and gold by the side. We want to keep it black and white. Let's keep the international standard going.
Yeah, somebody would say it's not ice, so the red, the gold, and the green. Yeah, so
right. And also, even the humps. The humps. If you drive around, you will see some of the humps not painted. That again, we want to address. So
That is very, very important because people have been saying, well, look, we love the fact that the walls and so on and the railings and so on, it's in black and white, but we don't know whether there's a hump in that particular area because it's not painted. So maybe it's
right,
it's a good thing to do the entire country to repaint that and maintain it.
yeah. So, but that's the idea. So when we meet with the commissioner this morning, we will be talking about that because we want to get everything up to mark, and not just up to mark for independence, but maintain it going forward. That will be the idea, right? So
Good idea.
yeah, but we want everyone to come out. It's your country. Come out. Don't stay inside and say, "Oh, leave it up to them." Come out and play a part in the preparation of the country, in the cleaning up of the country, in the beautification of the country. It is our country. Grenada is ours, and let's show the little ones. Kim, let's really lead by example and show them what community spirit is all about. Because to me, we kind of lost that a bit. Let's bring it back. It's
Yeah.
not too late.
And Minister, and I am certain you're saying to those who worship on Saturday, you can actually do your bit on Sunday,
On Sunday.
right? Because you have a lot of Seventh Adventists who would, they would love to be a part of this. So if you can't make it on Saturday, you can still go out with your group and maybe a church group, go there and clean a particular area and shine up the place. And those who worship on Sunday can do it on Saturday.
Yes.
That's the message out there.
And also, let me just tell people that because Ken, we want to support our Grenadian people as much as possible. Just Sunday, I was driving around Grenada, as I do, and I spoke to a gentleman, Prince. He's somebody on Facebook doing his lives and stuff. Yeah, Prince Karim.
Nice gentleman.
And we looked at an area up there, and he wants to do something for the Sudanese people, something like a fish Friday kind of vibe, like we can have people selling the food and everything and drinks and so on, build a nice like a vibes. And we're saying that's what we want. We want to encourage that, so that when foreigners come to Grenada, they can look forward to something. Okay, but we want to. That's part of the build up, bringing back the spirit and build up to the vibes.
And
So
Dr. George Vincent would call that community tourism.
right, exactly. And we will be meeting with several groups also in different communities, and to try to promote the same, because we want people to be encouraged to do these things. We even had an idea last night to block off part of the Lagoon Road, and we can put some tents and have some nice vibes there, display our local craft, our talent and everything, so that as part of the 50th, we can show what our people can do, the talent that we have here in Grenada. And you never know. Okay, Kim? And as we are speaking about this, I just want to say that on Sunday, I visited some farmers in the country. I mean, just a few, but and the process will continue. Because, Kim, we want to move to increasing our crop production in Grenada, so that we can provide more for the local market and to a level where we can export also. And I visited some farms where farmers are already started to plant, and in about 3 months' time, you can see an increase in the production of a lot of crops. And that, Kim, I can tell you, is where we want to go in terms of exporting. I think that will be a really great achievement for us, because when you look at St. Vincent and these other islands, right, when I look at them, they're always exporting out and exporting and exporting. And I'm saying to myself, we have the same land here in Grenada that we can use, and we are not utilizing it. So MIT, again, is assisting farmers. And again, we are not the Ministry of Agriculture. The Ministry of Agriculture is doing their stuff, but we are providing assistance where needed to give the support for our farmers to not just produce for Grenada, but looking to export also. Right, and I think if we do that, that's a great achievement, Kim, and that is where we want to go. We have a large population of Grenadians in the UK, in Canada, in the USA, and Kim, our people, we are very proud. And if they see some products from Grenada, not just the crops, but also we have people doing agro-processing down here too. If we can get those products out, Kim and Grenada, to those places, I know that our people will support, because we are very proud people. And
in fact, I remember, without cutting you, I remember some years ago, I did a program, and there were people in the diaspora saying, "Boy, we wish we could get a little breadfruit, even if you have to, breadfruit flour, breadfruit roast, and then you can go on and on with all the other things that we can make, add value to it, and send it out there once you package it." Because I remember this young man that I met in St. George's, and he was selling this the tea, all the different herbs and so on, and he making it and packaging it nicely. And
Lovely.
he got some assistance from the CES program, and he was able to get a new piece of equipment, and he's now producing more and so on. And the packaging is so professional. It's like what you would see with the green tea and the this tea and the that tea on the shelf. So
Excellent.
actually add value, and all people are out there. We have 10 times, 20 times the amount of Grenadians who are living here
In
outside,
Grenada.
who really
Correct.
want a feel, a taste, a touch of Grenada. And I think it's a
Correct.
very good move.
And I can tell you, Akem, farming. Farming. When I went to school, we were taught that farming is agriculture is something for the guys who are not bright, and it's a kind of last resort kind of thing. And Akem, this is so far from the truth. When you hear these farmers talk, you get to understand the science in farming. It's not just going and just plant something in the ground and call it George. No, it's the science in it. When to plant, what crops is good in the dry season, the rain season, what can deal with the weather and the fertilizers and all these things. It was so interesting, right? And I just want to say to the farmers that feel free to reach out to us. You can call the same number again, 414-7123. Let us come and watch your farm. Let's see how we can assist you in any way. And we are doing it in conjunction with the Ministry of Agriculture,
Yeah, and
right?
I'm happy that you're letting people know that, because you see, your ministry is a ministry of mobilization, implementation, and transformation. So you're not operating in isolation of any of those
No,
ministers or
no,
ministry. It is togetherness. It is working
we work
together
together.
to really get the objective accomplished or achieved.
Yes, correct. And we love doing that. We love doing that, and it's a synergy. And I must say, Ken, we are blessed with a a really good team, and we work good together. I must say that. Let me just add that. So yes, again, farmers. Sometimes you hear farmers speak, and it sounds like if they are in the wilderness. But we want to really make that something of the past, where we can give them a voice to be heard. And sometimes all they need is just a little help, Ken. And we want to say that as a government, we are committed, as our Prime Minister will say, we are committed to assisting our farmers, because by 2025, the aim is to reduce imports by 25% by 2025. And the only way we can do that is start producing more, and by placing more emphasis on agriculture in schools, and even the younger ones to get involved in agriculture. And also sometimes we look at agriculture as a job, on the downside. But listen, Ken, when I look at farmers, most of them have their Jeep and the vans and all these things. And I'm saying, if you're doing so bad, it's not showing, you know. And someone plant a farm, let's say they plant some whatever crops came, and they harvest. Trust me, it can work out a lot. But on the same point, so something that farmers really struggle with is pretty larceny. And I want to tell Grenadians that, listen, even the people who are doing it, that have a heart. When I see the hard work that these guys do, go in the field, leave 4 o'clock in the morning to go out and plant and do all these things, and then when they come back, you see everything is gone. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing. So we want to really encourage farming, and we want to make it worthwhile for the farmers.
Beautiful. But let's move to the other events and activities, because there are quite a bit planned for between now and, well, it's a whole year of celebrations. But
Yes, it is.
planned for between now and February the 7th. You want to pull out anything from that whole list?
Well, I don't want to pull it out yet, because I know the committee is putting it together and will publish it.
All right.
Right. So I don't want to pull it out and afterwards that there could be a change or something. So it should be out by today, latest tomorrow.
All right. Beautiful.
It should be out, and then we can. So once it's out, I want to talk about it. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag first.
All right. No problem. Understand.
Yeah.
Talk to us about this issue that some of the folks having on the western and eastern side as it relates to fuel. Are you on top of that? Because quite a number of people are saying, well, fuel, is pretty much scarce in those areas, although we have fuel on island and nearly all the other areas are okay. I don't know what's the problem. Is there a problem on the
Well,
west side, the eastern side? What is taking place there?
well, let me tell you, right? I used to work. I had the privilege of working with Chevron. All right, now it's called Rubis before it was called Texaco, and that is something that again these companies have very strict policies and different policies, and so. Okay, let me just give you an example. We had a policy when I used to work with Chevron that the truck cannot leave the yard without a full load.
Oh,
And listen this, the gas station that was right next to that in Grand Mall could not get fuel because they could not afford a full load at a time.
so they had to join up.
So they had to join up, yes. And listen, and the reason why the policy was in place because you don't want a whole truck going to St. Patrick's just to drop a little bit of fuel. So it was to save on overheads. But this gas station was right there. There is no overheads, really and truly, just 2 seconds and 2 seconds out, 2 seconds in. But because the policy was that, even though it was right next door, we could not go ahead and give gas. So sometimes these companies have policies that have to be adhered to, because the whole decision making and so is really handed down from top to bottom. So I'm not sure exactly what is the issue, but it will be resolved. It will be resolved. I'm confident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's very clear that we have gas on island and plenty. In fact, the news said so, that the south, St. George's, St. George, totally. Then you have St. David, and there are areas that they're okay. When
Yeah.
it comes to the smaller gas stations, as you rightly indicated there are some challenges, and that will be resolved. Let us also now speak to, there is some concerns regarding closure and the road, because that's a very important road, and it's a farm
Yeah.
road, and that kind of stuff. There seem to be some concerns there. Closure, from Gove going up to that side. One or two little
Right.
projects there. Tell us about that a little bit.
So I contacted the MP for the area, which is Minister Kevin James, and we will be making a site visit today
All right.
to see exactly what the issue is, because we have heard people speaking about it, and yes, we want to go first and see exactly what the issue is before we really go ahead to deal with it. But rest assured that we will be in the area today making a visit, and we will act speedily to resolve the issues that the people are really speaking about. And Kim, that's the thing with us, is that we listen, and we act. We listen and we act. So by this afternoon, I can tell you exactly. I'll send you a short note as to what we plan to do to resolve the issue. I was listening to Shaggy program this morning, and I heard someone call about it, and some people even called me on the phone to tell me about it, and even the minister of St. John's. So we are on it, and we will be looking at it this afternoon.
All right. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the hot meal, because that's a big thing, boy. A lot
Right.
of principals, they were excited because they know of so many students who would come to school and still thinking about where they would get something hot to put in their stomach at 12 or at 11:30 or 12:30. It's somewhat, I want to study, I want to learn, but I might be hungry at this particular time, that kind of thing. But that has been resolved because the government, as of the 2nd of January, rolled out that free hot meal policy within
Yes.
schools. So it's no longer a hindrance, right? You shouldn't say, well, I'm not going to school because my mother ain't had the $3, had the $2 to pay for lunch. You have to go because the government is actually paying for that.
Yes. And Kim, we are doing this because we understand the importance of education. We understand the importance of education. And, and I always tell people that you hear one side talking about, and I must bring it in, because one side talking about the poor and vulnerable, and left all these things there for them to pay for. Now, because we see the importance of education, we are doing this thing to make it easier and to ease the burdens on parents. That's why we are doing it, because we understand that a child getting a good education can lift his family out of poverty. We understand that. And sometimes we say it's just $1, $2, or $3. But can we have people in the country, or parents, that do not have it? And by doing that, we can make it even across the board, so that no child will be left behind when they come to having a proper meal at the end of the day. And if you look at our policies with the tuition, we removed the tuition last year. Year before, we removed the fees and so from the primary school and the secondary school. And you can see where we are going with it. We are trying to do our best to make it easier, to make conditions better for students to learn, because we understand the importance of education. Countries like South Korea, that is how they were able to develop. That is why today they have the Samsung phone as part of their portfolio, and the Google, all coming out from South Korea. Why? Because of education, they have no natural resources. They have no resources. But they understood in order to really improve the society, they must invest in education. And we are doing just that when you look at our policy. And going forward, education is not just talking about the academics, but also the skills. And that is why we are placing emphasis on having more skill training centers and pushing policies like or developing or improving on and expanding the new like institutions that we have in our country now. The aim is to put these institutions in every parish in Grenada. Because imagine this, Kim, and Grenada, you just imagine that someone wants to do plumbing, and if the family is kind of poor, and they have to leave from, let's say, from the south to go quite up to Neuro every day to get that education. Imagine how much you have to pay for bus and all these things. But if we have that institution in St. George's, it will be much easier for people to afford it. And once we do that, that is where we can increase the education levels, skill levels, and in addition with the academics for our students, and we can see a mass improvement.
Right, and not just these policies, but we see that the government is focusing on building new schools.
Yes.
Contract was signed for 27.4 million for the Grenada Christian Academy. That will be starting soon in the Pulse area, and maybe they started already. I don't know, but bring us up to date with that, because you saw the refurbishing of that school in St. David, the St. David primary school, or is it Catholic school?
Yeah, Catholic, yeah. Yeah.
Right? That school there, and quite a number of other schools. The Grenville Anglican School is down to be constructed.
Yes.
St. David Catholic Secondary School down to be constructed. Tell us about
Yes.
the whole idea behind that. Yes, we know about education, but government is pumping a lot of money in building the facilities and making sure that they're conducive for learning.
Right, and not just the facilities, but in building a modern school. Building a modern school with modern facilities, right? And because in 2022, Bishop College was constructed in Carriacou. And what we saw that in the construction phase of that school,
it was refurbished, or was it constructed or refurbished?
Well, a little bit of both.
Oh,
let me just say,
yeah.
There's some parts will move and everything.
Yes.
But Kim, what we realized is that in the planning stage, a lot wasn't put into things like, just imagine in Carriacou, the cistern was removed. The galvanizer was used. It was not safe for the water to drink the water from it, and so with the galvanized. You're looking at, there is no vent, not much vent for the air to pass through, so that you can use less AC and all these things. Even the lighting also came, right? When you look at modern schools now, in order to use less energy, you have more windows and so that more light can come in to the building, right? You have things like, I could tell you, where there's a whole block, there's one entrance, one exit. So it's not just building a school, but building a school that we can look forward to the future and say, you know what, this is where we want to be, this is what we want to do. So what we have done, and I can tell you the Ministry of Education, give them the credit. They are working very hard. Honorable David Andrew. They brought the designers in. The Prime Minister also wanted to see his St. David's Secondary School and the other schools, brought the designs in, and we were able to go through the designs and come up with some modifications that can be installed so that we can have more modern schools. And again, in this day and age, if you have to build a school, you must take into consideration renewable energy. And so you will see the new schools that will be constructed will have all these things in place. So for us, it's not just about building a school, but building a proper school for the next 30, 40, 50 years. That is what we are thinking.
And Minister, what I love is the fact that they are putting in their facilities for people with disability, people who are specially able. Then you talk about elevators, you talk about making sure that they too can go to school. I love that in the modern construct.
Yes.
Modern design.
Yes, correct. But Kem, I don't want to switch the talk, but I'm looking at the time.
Right.
But I want to go back. I want to go back on the because I want people to come out this weekend. Eh?
Yes.
I want them to come out this weekend. I want you to come out this weekend. Kem, I'll be going around. I'll have some water in the back of my van to encourage people. You know, I mean, I'll have my boots on, my gloves on. Kem, I'll come and call you out too. Eh?
Right.
Saturday, no, right? Saturday and Sunday. Wherever you like me Saturday. No. On Friday, I think it's Friday, it was lying. So whenever you're live on Friday, come back in time.
Yeah.
Because Saturday, we going out in the community and do we clean up. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for Joel. I'm coming for everybody, all the crew. Right?
Right. No, it's really good when we can, tell our people and work with our people and support our people to clean our communities and beautify our communities, because that's where we live. And,
that's where we live.
Having a motivator like you out there, I think people will come out in record numbers to clean their communities, and they are supported by your ministry. I think that's a really, really good thing.
Yeah. And Kem, never before you have seen that. The government is so involved in the cleanup and the beautification of the country. And I think we have to applaud that and applaud our government for that. Yeah. Because we really want to see this country, reach its full potential. That's our aim. And again, it's not about color. Let me just tell people, it's not about color, it's about country. And when I got involved in politics, Kem, it was about country, and I maintain that up to today. So that is the aim. When the country look good, all of us look good. All of us will have a sense of pride. Not just the yellow or the green, but all of us. And there are some who may try to discourage you from coming out because you may feel it's a government thing. Hey, Grenada belongs to us, and government is continuous. So we want everyone to come out in the numbers. In the diaspora, if you have family, encourage them to come out too on Saturday and Sunday. Let me just say this. Sunday, I was driving Sunday, going up to St. Patrick's. I was passing St. David's side. When I passed by West Hall, I saw some people cleaning my side of the road, cutting bush and so on, and all these things. And I saw a gentleman with his cutlass and his rake and his boots and so, cutlassing. And when I look at it, I was surprised to see our Honorable Prime Minister on the ground, cutting bush, raking bush, and leading from the front.
And that is what
I was so shocked.
And that's good. That's really good.
Yeah,
you
understand? Yeah, man. I mean, I stopped by, he was cutting his water nut and he got a real countryman. I'm a countryman too, a real countryman, So I mean, and it goes to show that the emphasis and importance that we put on this is not just about, cleaning also, but it's about the country and making it look better.
Yeah,
so we want to encourage everyone.
Our communities, yeah.
Yeah. In the diaspora, call your family and friends and encourage them to come out this Saturday and Sunday, and let's make the place look good.
And again, it's a community thing. So when our minister speaks about coming out, he's saying in your community, do your thing. You have groups, you have church groups, you have volunteers, people who just pool things together. You have a little shop, you have a little business. You say, boy, let me give some water, let me make some juice, let me make some sandwich, let me do something and pull together and do things in our communities. So that is what the minister is actually referring to. It's not just a national thing, but in your community, do what you can in your community. And if you need support, the number again is 414
7123.
7123. And
Yeah.
MIT will be there to support you. And I think that is the spirit. That's what we
Yeah,
want
man.
to come back again, where it's not about NNP or NDC, but it's about my community. And I
That's
want
it.
to be involved. I want to clean my community and maintain that. I really love that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And that's the way we have to go, Kem. And Grenada, Caribbean, and Peter Martinique. That is the way we have to go.
I fully agree. Well, Minister,
Yes.
it's always a pleasure popping on by, and feel free anytime. You see, you're the type of person who don't have to give me any advance notice. Just say, "Boy, Kevin, I'm coming on in the morning, or I'm coming on tonight." And I will give you that opportunity to speak to the Grenadian people and any of the other ministers. They can do the same thing, and I really love that. Keeping the people abreast and encouraging the people to be involved in the community. I really love that aspect. Community, this is our home, this is our place, this is where we live. Nobody should come and say, well, don't do that, don't, that kind of thing. You need to know whether it's good or it's bad for your community. Clean your community is a good thing. And I love the fact that you all are continuing with the derelict vehicles and so on,
Yeah.
getting rid of that. That's a good one.
Right.
Well,
So Kem, but before you leave, I just want to say that thank you for making your platform available. You and I have a good connection since from the days of Hotspot.
yes, man.
I'll call and say, Kem, I'm coming on to promote a sale. And you're like, come on, Andy, man, come on.
Yeah.
So it's a really good thing. And I want to applaud you for that, Kem. Thank you very much. And we appreciate it.
Plenty love. Well, take good
Yes,
care, man.
man.
All right, great.
Lovely. Take care also.
Right. So, folks, we
Right.
are speaking there with the Honorable Andy Williams, the Minister for Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation, right? And he's encouraging everyone this Saturday, please go out there, mobilize, organize, pull together. You're a church group, you're a community group, you're a sports group, like a football group, a netball group, a basketball group, or maybe a farmers group, or something like that, or maybe some kind of society. All right, you meet 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of you all, pull together, clean an area in your community, join together. If you need assistance with transport to pick up stuff, to dump stuff and so on, MIT is there to support you. So again, I want to encourage you this Saturday, please, from 6 a.m., come out in your community. No matter what community you're from, and it's not about NNP or NDC, it's about Grenada. As we move towards celebrating 50 years of independence, we want our place to be clean. We want our communities to be clean. So again, thumbs up to the Honorable Andy Williams and the team at MIT. They're doing a fantastic job. I want to say, folks, that I still have some tickets for my event on the 9th of February, because there are some people who told me, well, keep some tickets for them and keep that for them. But one or two of them, they have not, followed up or followed through with that. So, those tickets, they're on sale. All right? They're on sale, and you can get them if you so desire. If you so desire, give me a buzz. And if you have me holding tickets for you, please liaison. If you collected tickets already, try to pay up. All right? And let's take it from there, so I can get that over with and focus more on organizing the event or events, the one at my place and at the Radisson Crown Ballroom. And folks, it's so important because there are bills to be paid. In fact, by Friday, I have to hands up that almost $12,000 to the hotel for the finger foods, right? Whatever nice name they normally call it. It's really the finger foods, the 8 sides or so on that little saucer that you will get once you get there within the first hour of the event. All right. So if you told me keep a ticket or two for you, or maybe I gave you a couple tickets because I know you will pay, try to honor that commitment with me. At least between now and Friday. Between now and Friday, if you can honor that commitment, so I can honor my side of the bargain with the hotel, and other people will be doing stuff for me at that event. We need the money to be able to meet that commitment. Also, the folks who pledge, who give their finances towards the program to keep it going. I know it's all about the event and tickets and that kind of stuff, but still, the program needs to continue. We need to pay the bills and meet the commitments. So I want to encourage you to still give to the program financially to keep it going. You could send me a WhatsApp message, send something via Western Union or MoneyGram. Or if you're here in Grenada, you holler at me and I'll come and link you up, because that is very important. So while we focusing on the event and people might be buying tickets or preparing for that, we still have to pay the bills. So month end gone, we still have bills to pay, right? The first week of this month, we have bills to pay. The second week going, we have bills to pay. And then come month end again, even if I have the event on the 9th, come month end again, we have to do the same thing, the pledge, to get the finances, to meet our commitments, to pay the bills, to keep the program going. They're all separate and apart. All right. The events that we're doing, it's get towards getting a radio station, right? Getting the money that is required to get the equipment. And it's a modern radio station, so we require that. And then you have to factor in a recurrent expenditure. So you don't want to go and start a new radio station, and from the very first month, you have to make a fight to get that money to pay that bill. You want to have at least 3 to 6 months recurrent expenditure money there that would pay the staff and pay the utilities and pay all the bills that is required to keep it going. And in the meanwhile, you get sponsorships and ads and so on will be flowing on the program on the radio station, and different programs will be on that station paid for in some instances. So again, you have to plan ahead. You have to make sure that the thing is good so you can last for a long time. You don't want to get into a radio station and you just have to close down. No, you don't want that. You want to be able to manage it properly. All right. So again, I'm saying pledge, give your finances towards the program to keep it going. And I still have tickets at the event. So if you want tickets, you can haul at me. And we don't have any early buds. No $200 ticket. That's done. It's, in fact, $350 alone I have now. Tickets, I checked it earlier. Only $350 tickets. That's EC money. Tickets I have. I don't have no more of the others, right? So I have a couple of the $350 tickets that I was keeping for a couple of people. If you want, you could link me up, because there are people, last minute, there are people who really want to come to that event, because that's really the only simple but elegant event around that time. All the other events is $500 and $600 and much $100 to go to. All right. All the other events, they're very expensive, and you still have to buy your drinks, still have to buy your this and buy your that at the other events. But this event is where we started off at $200, right? 200 ECs, little money for such an event, and then we moved to 350 or 300 and 350, and it's not much tickets we printed for 350 or 300, just 50 tickets. All right. So just saying, it's not a lot of tickets. All right. So I want to encourage you, if you want to be a part of it, you're coming to the Independence celebration. Yes, good friend saying, would the radio station be on TuneIn? Of course, a modern radio station will be on TuneIn. It will be on Facebook. It will be on YouTube. It will be on all social media platforms. All right, that's a modern radio station, and it will be video and audio. So you'll be able to get video. Everybody who is on will be using video and audio. So it's not no old-time radio. You can't see the person. You don't know who you're dealing with, who is the person behind the mic, and that kind of thing. It's a different ball game. All right. So, folks, I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful day. I will be back with you tonight in the hub, starting from 8 in the PM, and we take it from there, continuing with